Shalom. This is an emergency broadcast alert. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekagadash, in whom we are in great debt. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who were well, continue doing so, standing firm in the eyes of terror, while in this truth from. To the elders, the bishops, I give and I co salutations and blessings to the house of David. With all the hopeful elect, this is your brother Quasiar, another quick one. This is one I can never leave alone. I continue searching and searching for any answers that might come up. I've been doing this since day one, since I learned the truth. And Esau Edom has his ways of hiding things. I know that the Lord has given us 100% truth, but we haven't, since we don't have all the documents and we don't have all the literature, we cannot explain everything to you. But what we do explain is 100% truth. In other words, what we do have, what we do read, what we explain to you is 100% truth. If you can't receive that, then your common sense is out of whack. You have no understanding whatsoever. The world has polluted you so much that your fantasy is your reality. So with that said, I just want to get into this real quick. Let me see if I can do this. Like I said, I've asked ChatGPT a few times, but I'm going to read what Google says. Give me a second. Oh, man. Okay, here goes. By the power and might that has been invested in me by Yahweh and Yoshai. What does Arzareth mean in other languages? The term Arzareth is quite rare and doesn't have widely known meaning in modern language. Now, why it doesn't have, widely known meaning in modern language is because modern language is based on a language which is clearly states is modern, it is new, it was made later. It was a language that was made after people were living way past, the understanding of Greek and Aramaic and Hebrew. There was also the Chinese language. There's also Japanese. There are a whole bunch of other language. Russian that was included in the English, the Spanish, or should I say French, is a mixture of language. So we can get a perspective of it. So here says Webroot, truthworthy, right? It's safe to go ahead. If I click in here, you can do that too. I'm not gonna go into it. The video might be too long if I did. But it says linguistics program in the English language is the belief that words of native origin should be used instead of foreign derived ones, which are mainly Roman, Romans, Latin, and Greek. In other words, the English language is made of Roman, Latin, and Greek, some Russian included. See here in West Germanic language of the Indo-European language family that is closely related to the Frisians, German, Dutch language. You can go into it again if you want, man. It's they complicate things. This is why we can't get a true definition sometimes to a specific word. They don't want you to know, especially when it comes to this specific word. But if you do research, you have but a you can get an understanding. You can get a more or less idea of the truth. This is why we say we give you 100% truth of what we find and say according to what we understand by reading, okay, and research. We do not make anything up. Anyways, I thought I could read this. I'm gonna. Anyways, it says the term as you know what? I'm gonna pause it. Give me a second because I'm not feeling that well. Yeah, Esau Edom keeps bombarding the system and wants you to do as he wants you to do, as he wants you to do, Salakia. And sometimes it gets tiring. It's absurd. Patience and faith, mercy. Pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord. Yahweh Bashin Yahushai. So all we can do. What we must do. The term Arzareth is quite rare and doesn't have widely known meaning in modern language. Its origin and usage are primarily biblical and apocryphal. So any interpretation in other language tends to be speculative or context dependent. With that right there, I could just close the book and forget about it because the devil is always changing words, places, and things that you should not recognize your own, or when he steals you from your land and teaches you what you must learn by a whip, it is going to be very hard to you or for your people to know anything that is past when he holds all the cards. This is what I say. Pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for mercy, understanding, faith. Look, man, it is. I'm just gonna go and jump. You can read it yourself. I'm gonna give you the information that I found. The meaning of Arzareth is not clearly explained. Why? Why is it not explained? It's one word, but it tells you that that's where the 10 tribes of Israel were sent to. In other words, you know, it says that it's just right here. Where is it? I'll just get it, man. I'll just get it. This is what's 100% truth. We don't make nothing up. So this is Second Ezra 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But then it tells you, but they took this counsel. You see that? But they took this counsel among themselves that they would have the multitude of the heathen, should I say leave, Salakia. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave, Salakia, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwell. In other words, people would think that this Assyrian captivity follow us here. No, we took, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would have the Salaki again, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen. They departed from these people and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwell. Now, how do they know about this? I made another video, a long one too, about King Solomon and his fleets. We had knowledge that King Solomon traveled. You know, they they traveled. Their travels led to 3 years. It only takes a year and a half to travel from this side of America to the other side where Africa is, let's just say. Okay? So if you're going back and forth, it's about 3 years. Now, you should do that research because I already made a video on that. Nevertheless, going back to this, where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, man. Okay, I'm sorry. That's what happened. This is what happened. ChatGPT erased on me now. I can't believe this happened. All right, look, this is discouraging, depressing. This is all the above. I can't believe this just happened. This never happened before, but I suppose when you get into something that is very interesting or that it might have some leads to proving the evil that so-called white man Esau Edom has done. They take it from you. They erase it. So I had researched a whole lot of stuff when it came to the name, or should I say, the word Arzareth. But since I have several links, I can still have the links. I don't have the information that ChatGPT gave me, but that's fine. We're gonna go on and do this then. And so, what's the meaning of the word Eretz? I'm gonna do this real quick. It says Strong's Hebrew can designate the physical planet. It just that's not what I was looking for. What's the definition between? Oh, here it is. This is some overlap, but in general, where you see Eretz, you can think land, and where you see Adama, you can think soil. One easy way to remember this is that Adam, man, was made from, yes, I know. Okay, we know that Adam was made from the soil, the ground, right? Now, now I want to save this a little further. Let me see, but let me just read here real quick. America is Israelite Hebrew nation. It says here, right? The verse says, if Israel did not keep the commandments, they would be cast out into an Eretz Arzareth, which is translated from the Hebrew as meaning both another land. You can click on this yourself and do more studies. Yeah, no, wait. Okay, so English language origin, history, development. Right, so this is your English language, which it comes from Romanian, Latin, and Greek, and German. All right, so this is why they can hide things from you. Here's a little proof. Okay, this right inflection. Okay, this first radical of the word is guttural. This affects the adjacent vowel. Okay, look, another, another, a different. So you can see that they can play with words. They can play with the English word, right? It's like when they gave you Jesus. That's not the name of the Messiah, but they can play with it, say that's the anointing. So like he's the anointed. He's the anointed. That's why a lot of people are bent, but they never research. They never take the time. The scripture also says that he's a Hebrew. He comes from the people of Hebrew origin. He spoke Hebrew, Aramaic. You know, he was uh, a man that spoke a Hebrew language. They didn't speak English, so he had to have a Hebrew name. Yeah, anyways, I hope this was edifying, and maybe later on, when I'm feeling a little better, I'll do the research that I did before and bring you the more information on Arzareth, because although it's something that it's not explained, but it details that the people who were here already were the Hebrews, the 12 the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. Anyways, I hope this was edifying. Shalom.